Hello, boys and girls. My name is Ziray Shao, and today I'll be teaching you guys about the change in the medium in the story of Icarus. Before we go any further, some of you might be wondering, what is a medium? Well, a medium is just a way to express a thought, idea, or emotion. Mediums can be very interesting because they can take on all sorts of different forms. Some examples of these forms can be a picture, a story, a video, or even a speech. All of these are very different from each other, and what's cool about them is they can all be used to best capture the attention of your audience. Now that we have learned what a medium is, we can now take a quick look at what happens when we change from one medium to another and why changing mediums can be helpful. One way that changing a medium can be useful is to be more interesting for your audience. For example, some people might like watching videos to learn, and others might like to read instead. Another benefit is that changing a medium can help you present a different perspective. This means that it can help you see a different point of view. For example, an author can give detail to a character, but it will always be more interesting to see a picture of a character. Finally, changing your medium can change the theme of a story. In order to give you a better idea of how this works, we're going to be learning about the super interesting story of Icarus and how different mediums can change the theme of its story. The first medium that we're going to be learning about is the story of Daedalus and Icarus by the author Ovid. In his story, Ovid tells us about the story of Daedalus and his son Icarus. Daedalus was a very smart inventor, and he was great at building gadgets. However, him and Icarus were trapped in a prison. In order to escape from the prison, Daedalus designs wings for him and his son to wear. Once they are finished, they both start flying through the clouds. However, Daedalus warned his son to be careful not to fly too close to the sun, or else his wings would get burned. Icarus decided not to listen and keep going higher and higher. Eventually, he flies too high that his wings get destroyed by the heat of the sun. Icarus ends up falling into the sea, never to be seen again. The second medium that we're going to be learning about is a painting called The Landscape with the Fall of Icarus. This is an artwork by the artist Pieter Bruegel around the year 1560. Bruegel was a very famous painter from Belgium. A lot of the art that he did was focused on painting many stories from Greek mythology. The painting is currently shown in the Royal Museum of Fine Arts of Belgium in Brussels. Now that we have been able to learn about these two different works, we can try to see how they're similar to each other. One of the themes that we can see in both of these works is that they both try to express just how cool flying can be. Ovid describes in great detail in his story, quote, "The two flew over the islands of Samoa, Delos, and Lepanthos, and the boy Icarus, thrilled with the limitless power of flight, began to soar higher than his father, soaring upward as if to reach heaven." Bruegel's painting also likes to express this theme by just showing us the awesome scenery that we could all see if we're able to have the power to fly through the sky. Therefore, both of these works try to show us the amazing nature that Icarus and his father were both able to observe during their flight time. After analyzing the similarities between those two mediums, we can also take a look at how those two mediums cause the themes to change. One of the biggest differences that we can see between the two is how they both try to see the tragedy of the situation in a different way. Ovid's story likes to express the sadness that Daedalus feels from losing his son. Ovid tells us, quote, "Daedalus is heartbroken and distraught by the death of Icarus. This in turn causes him to name the land Icaria after his son and offers his wings to the god Apollo." Bruegel's painting, however, tries to show us the tragedy in a different way. While the painting does show Icarus' downfall by showing how he's drowning into the sea, it isn't necessarily the main focus of the painting. What is more obvious is the beautiful sky and city around the area with people going about their daily lives. So we can say that Bruegel is much more focused on showing us that although Icarus' downfall is sad, it is not the only thing that happens in the world surrounded by different events. Both of these works try to explain the downfall of Icarus. However, the difference in perspective from both of them changes the theme of the story. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you guys for being such an amazing audience today. and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.